Hi, dear students, myself Pooja Patwar, and today we are going to read our poem number 7 from the book First Flight. Before I move towards the poem, I would like to give a short introduction to the poet Walt Whitman. He was a major figure in early American poetry. He broke the tradition of rhymed and metrical poetry. He was famous for writing a revolutionary new kind of poetry, which was in free verse. The poem Animals is from his work Song of Myself in Leaves of Grass. So now I would like to give a bit of introduction to the poem as well. So the poet has shown the comparison between human beings and animals in this poem. He has pointed out the evils present inside the human brain, which he thinks animals don't have. That is the reason he thinks that animals are much better than human beings. So let's start reading the poem and acknowledge how he has described how animals are far better than human beings. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self contained. I stand and look at them long and long. So, in the first para, the poet is saying that he should live with the animals because they are so placid. Placid means calm. They are of so peaceful nature and self contained. Self contained means they have self control. I stand and look at them long and long. Now he is saying that that is the reason, because they are better than human beings. So this is the reason he likes to look at look at animals for a very long time. So the poet is saying that he wants to live in the world of animals over here. So here the poet finds the world of animals better than that of human beings. He further says that he finds animals more peaceful than humans. Why he is saying so? Because animals are not running after worldly things like human beings. जब इंसान क्या है, वो चीज़ों के पीछे भाग रहा है, अब पैसा चाहिए, अब प्रॉपर्टी चाहिए, अब ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए. तो एनिमल्स आर नॉट रनिंग आफ्टर दीज थिंग्स. They are calm and have no greed for worldly things or any kind of achievements. They are self contained, means they are happy with the life and never interfere in the life of others. Whereas humans have the habit of interfering in the life of others. So the poet thinks that animals are better than humans for being calm and not interfering in the matter of others. So the poet is saying that these are the reasons why he stands still and looks at the animals for a very long time. So in the next para now, the poet is saying they are, do not sweat and whine about their condition. Sweat means to complain. So the poet is saying जो animals है, they don't complain of being happy or sad and whine about their condition. They don't cry in whatever condition they are. They don't cry in front of the people that they don't have this or that. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. सारी रात भर जाग के वो अपने पापों के लिए रोते नहीं है. दे डोंट क्राई फॉर दैट. दे डू नॉट मेक मी सिक डिस्कसिंग देयर ड्यूटी टू गॉड. और वो जो लोगों को या पोइट को किसी को भी मतलब बोर नहीं करते हैं. सिक ओवर हियर मीन्स दे डू नॉट बोर द अदर पीपल और एनी ऑफ देयर फेलो बीइंग बाय डिस्कसिंग देयर ड्यूटी टू गॉड. दे डू नॉट बोस्ट के दे हैव डन दिस और दैट दे हैव डन. They don't complain ke they have not got anything or they are under in misery. They never complain of any misery. They never cry out loud like humans do to show what they have lost. They never stay awake in the night crying in repentance for their wrongdoings. This means that animals are far better and different from human beings because they don't show anger or grief if something wrong happens with them. They just accept their fate, right? So they just accept whatever is happening with them. Now the poet is saying that animals are very truthful because they never boast of their good deeds done in the name of god. Why the poet is saying so? Because most of the human do this. They try to show their good deeds and religiousness to others. They do so in order to gain popularity among their fellows. So the poet thinks that animals never irritate him by doing such things just to gain some praise from their fellow people. Now the poet says that animals are far better, far better than the human beings. Let us move to the next para. No one is dissatisfied, no one is demented with the mania of owning things. No one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole earth. So, in this para, the poet is saying कि कोई भी एनिमल ऐसा नहीं है कि जो अपनी किस्मत के साथ या अपनी उसके पास जो चीज़ें हैं उसके साथ डिससेटिस्फाइड हो. नोट वन इज़ डिमेंटेड. डिमेंटेड मीन्स मैड. कोई भी पागल नहीं हुआ है कि उसके पास इतनी सारी चीज़ें हैं. ओनिंग थिंग्स मीन पोजेशन ऑफ द थिंग्स. मैनिया मीन्स क्रेज. मीन्स no, none of the animal is dissatisfied. Not one is having the craze, or neither of the animal is going mad with the having so many worldly things. None of the animal kneels to another. Kneels होता है घुटनों के बल बैठना. So this girl is sitting knelt. So here the poet is saying no one, not any animal, not even a single animal kneels to another. तो वो दूसरों के सामने झुकता नहीं है उसको इम्प्रेस करने के लिए. नॉट टू हिज काइंड. दूसरों के सामने जैसे रिच हैं, जैसे ह्यूमन बीइंग्स में अमीर लोगों के सामने झुकते हैं. पुअर जो होते हैं उनको देखा नहीं जाता, उनको कोई इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं दी जाती. बट एनिमल्स में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. तो वो ना किसी और एनिमल के सामने झुकते हैं, चाहे उनसे पावरफुल है या उनसे वीक है. ना ही वो उस ऐसे इंसान के, ऐसे जानवर के आगे झुकते हैं या उनके आगे माथा टेकते हैं जो उनके ही तरह के थे और थाउजेंड्स ऑफ ईयर्स पहले रहते थे. नॉट वन इज़ रिस्पेक्टेबल और अनहैप्पी ओवर द होल अर्थ. और पूरी धरती पे कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है कि जो दूसरे एनिमल की उसकी पावर की वजह से या उसमें पोजेशन है उसमें या कुछ ऐसा है उसकी वजह से उसकी रिस्पेक्ट करता हूँ. ठीक है. सो हियर द पोइट इज सेइंग दैट दे स्टे हैप्पी with whatever they have. They are not dissatisfied like humans. They never run after worldly things. They never try to possess things of comfort or luxury. He said that none of them is mad behind owning the worldly things. किसी में भी इतना पागलपन नहीं है सारी ये दुनियावी चीज़ों को गेन करने के लिए. And he is saying that he has not seen any animal showing his devotion to anyone by bowing down in front of other person. They never do so even for their ancestors. जो उनके पूर्वज थे वो उनके लिए भी ऐसा कभी नहीं करते. They do not show devotion towards God like human do. No one among them is more respectable or important as we have in our human society. Human society में क्या होता है? Rich people are generally given more importance and are treated with more respect as compared to the poor. But in the society of animals, they never do so. They never give more or less importance to any other animal. Everyone in the world, animal world, is happy. They are not like human beings who find themselves the happiest or saddest person on earth. Now let us move to the next para. So they show their relations to me and I accept them. They bring me tokens of myself, they evince them plainly in their possession. So here evince means show. तो वो क्या करते हैं, एनिमल्स क्या करते हैं, दे शो देयर रिलेशन. वो अपना रिलेशन दिखाते हैं. एंड आई एक्सेप्ट देम. वो अपनी ट्रू नेचर जो है वो दिखाते हैं और मैं उसको विलिंगली एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ. दे ब्रिंग मी टोकन्स ऑफ माई सेल्फ. एविंस टोकन्स यहाँ पे क्या है? क्वालिटीज़. जो क्वालिटीज़ हैं. ठीक है. तो हियर द पोइट इज सेइंग कि वो मुझे अपनी ट्रू क्वालिटीज़ दिखाते हैं. जो क्वालिटीज़, कौन सी क्वालिटीज़ की द पोइट बात कर रहा है? काइंडनेस, लव, अफेक्शन, इनोसेंस. सो द पोइट इज सेइंग कि ये जो एनिमल्स हैं उनमें ये क्वालिटीज़ है. वो अपनी ट्रू नेचर, अपनी जो ट्रू क्वालिटीज़ दिखाते हैं जो उनके पास हैं और मैं उनको विलिंगली एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ. ठीक है. सो द पोइट इज सेइंग दैट एनिमल्स आर मोर ऑनेस्ट इन देयर शोइंग देयर रिलेशंस विद अदर एनिमल. सो हियर द पोइट वांट्स टू से दैट एनिमल्स यूज अदर एनिमल्स एज देयर फूड एंड दे नेवर ट्राई टू हाइड दिस, whereas human beings show that they have nice and friendly relations with other. Thou, the reality is opposite. the poet says that he accepts the fact that animals are true towards their relation with other animals. In this, then the poet is saying that poet introspects himself, so he is just अपने अंदर झांक रहा है and says that from where the animals got these good qualities. ठीक है, सो ही सेइंग कि कहाँ से उनको ये क्वालिटीज़ मिली, फ्रॉम वेयर दे हैव गेन्ड. So the poet is wondering from where these animals got these qualities. Okay, so let us talk about the next para, that is the last one. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? So here the poet is taking I, human beings को अपने मतलब अपने I कह के बुला रहा है, मतलब ही इज़ टॉकिंग अबाउट हिमसेल्फ ऑल्सो. सो इज़ थिंकिंग कि ये एनिमल्स को ये सारी क्वालिटीज़ जो इनोसेंस की थी, जो जो काइंडनेस है, वो उनको कहाँ से मिली है. ठीक है, here negligently means carelessly. So he is thinking over कि ये जो qualities है, जो human beings की qualities हैं, ये animals में कहाँ से आई. ठीक है, so he is introspecting के from where the animals got these good qualities. So he is questioning himself that where his own good qualities are gone. Did he left them and had carelessly lost them somewhere? The animals that were found in human beings in the past, like innocence, kindness, truthfulness, are now seen in animals. He wonders that humans gave up these qualities and they have been passed to the animals. So this was the poem. I'll give you a short summary also of the poem. Then I will move on to the literary devices used in the poem. So in the poem Animals, the poet has described the poet has described his will to become an animal because he thinks that animals are far better than human beings. Human beings are greedy and full of jealousy against each other, but the animals are calm and self contained. The animals are happy with whatever they are having. They never complain about miseries or sorrows. On the other hand, human beings complain about their miseries. They give more importance to rich and strong people, stay restless because of their wrongdoings, and run behind the luxurious things of the world. Whereas animals are honest about their relation with others and don't give importance to a particular class. They live a life which is full of honesty and less of greed and jealousy. So, this was the summary of the poem. Now, let us move to the literary devices used in this poem. So, in the first para, the poet has used. So, first of all, let's talk about the राइम स्कीम ओवर हियर. सो सारी पोइम में यू कैन सी कि यहाँ पे कोई भी राइम स्कीम द पोइट हैज़ नॉट यूज्ड. इट इज़ अ फ्री वर्स. ठीक है जी, दिस पोइम इज़ इन अ फ्री वर्स में है ये जो पोइम है. एंड नाउ द पोइट हैज़ यूज्ड लिटरेरी डिवाइस एसोनेंस ओवर हियर. एसोनेंस क्या होता है? व्हाट इज़ एसोनेंस ओवर over here? So assonance means repetition of a vowel sound. तो यहाँ पे you can see live with animals. So here I sound is quite prominent over here. Secondly, the word long has been repeated. So here repetition is also there. Third, we can see here is the example of anaphora also. What is anaphora? When two or more consecutive lines start with the same word. So here you can see two lines are starting with I. So we are having three literary devices used over here. One is metaphor, second is repetition, anaphora, repetition and assonance. Okay, so let us move to the next para now. In the next para, you can see the poet has used anaphora. First of all, how anaphora has been used over here? They. Three consecutive lines are starting with the same word, they. So this is the example of anaphora. Further, the poet has used metaphor over here. What is metaphor? When some word has different meaning but they stand for something else. So here sweat and swine are used for the cries and complaints of the human beings. Okay, then next we will talk about the next para, that is not satisfied with the. So here the poet has where we can find the example of anaphora over here also. Not. So three consecutive lines are starting with the same word, so it is the example of anaphora. ठीक है, and that's it, I guess. In Let's move to the last para. So here the poet has used tokens. Here the word tokens. So here tokens stand for, tokens have been used for the qualities that humans possessed earlier. So these tokens word has been used as a metaphor. ठीक है, so as I told, there is no rhyme scheme used in this poem. So this was all for today. I hope you have understood it well. If you did, please do tell me in the comments. Whatever your queries are, please do tell me. And I hope you have enjoyed reading the poem and understood it well. Whatever your queries are, whatever your comments are, please do tell me in the comment section. I'll be waiting for your queries as well as for your comments. Thank you and have a nice day. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.